I got one more foreign policy question and two political questions. On the foreign policy side, I was just in Ukraine, came back Sunday, and people are nervous there about the U.S. and especially European staying power vis-a-vis Russia. Should they be?
About Europe, yes. About us, no. I just spent, as you know, because you know, I am not the pen pal, but the phone pal of Poroshenko and Arseniy Yatsenyuk and now the speaker. I literally, without exaggeration, the last 4 years I'm on the phone 2 to 3 hours a week with those folks. We have had one objective. We know without maintaining the consensus of the EU, particularly Germany and France, to some degree Italy, that the ability to sustain the sanctions evaporates. And you know as well as I do, and I'm going to try to be not focus on any one country, there's an overwhelming instinct in Europe to say, hey, before you guys became president, this was owned by Russia anyway. They had a puppet there. What difference does it make? What the hell's the difference? Why are you making us engage in these sanctions? And what I've never seen Europe in as much self-doubt in my career, and I've spent a lot of time in Europe, as they are now, because of migration, because of Brexit, because of a whole range of reasons. And so what I have been, as I think President Poroshenko and others will tell you, I've been the screed. I've been the guy on the back of the Ukrainians, that was a thoroughly corrupt system when they came in, making the case that you have to understand, everybody's willing to blame the victim, and you better straighten up and fly right. You remember last year I was authorized to say we do the second tranche of $1 billion, and he didn't fire his chief prosecutor. And because I have the confidence of the president, I was there and I said, I'm not signing it. Until you fire him, we're not signing, man. Get it straight. We're not doing it. Till you form a new government and you actually bring in someone who will move on this, we're not playing. Not because we're trying to play hardball, because we know if they give an excuse to the EU, there are at least 5 countries right now that want to say, whoa, we want out. At least 5 right now. And so we are putting enormous pressure on everyone in Europe, particularly up to now the stalwart has been, but she's now in a different position a little bit, Merkel, and Hollande as well. And it gets down to this, and I'll conclude. The Minsk agreement that was signed, Russia has done nothing to keep their end of the bargain. And so what we put together, we're putting together now, is a basic detailed roadmap of who goes first and who goes second. And there's 2 pieces of this, folks. One is the security guarantees that are to flow from Russia. And 2, the political steps that Ukraine has to take. And some of the steps are very difficult to take. They've already done the energy piece, they've done some other things, but my point is that when you say the dumb boss is going to have a special status and you're going to amend your constitution, it's like saying, okay, you know, Texas and Wyoming, Texas is going to have a special status that we don't want because we want Mexico to have more influence in Texas. And we're going to pass that through the United States Congress. So there's some really tough stuff they've got to do. They're willing, I'm convinced they will do it. But what we have to do is make sure that there is nothing missed, as my mom used to say, between the cup and the lip here, that everyone understands what the roadmap for the implementation of Minsk is, so that when Ukraine makes mistakes, and they have, they cannot turn and say, the reason this isn't working is Ukraine. Because guys, what's this all about? It's what you set up, and I'm not being solicitous. a Europe whole, free, at peace, with borders that are sanctified. We've already lost that peace on Crimea. We cannot let Russia succeed in what their overall objective is. They don't want to invade. They want to totally destabilize the government, bring it down, and as a result, get everything they had before. And Europe going, well, that was too bad. So they have reason to be concerned, but not because we have not redoubled our commitment to make sure that we make it very difficult for Ukraine not to do what they're supposed to do, but even more difficult for Europe to walk away knowing Russia has not met a single solitary commitment they made.